Good morning, everyone. John471 here to discuss the S&P 500. Today is Wednesday, May 25th, 2025. Allow me to read our disclaimer. Derivatives trading is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Let's begin today, as we always do, with our scheduled news. Again, not a whole bunch today, not a whole lot this whole week. We do get the petroleum status report at 10:30 for those that trade crude. As well, there was a headline last night, a rumor that Israel may be preparing to strike Iranian nuclear facilities. There's a reaction. Crude reacted higher and has taken a lot of the move back. Regardless, on the docket today, scheduled, no data points, but we have several speakers along with the crude numbers. 9 a.m. here, we have 9 a.m. Eastern, we have Bostic, also have Trump speaking, Barkin as well, Collins at 9:30. Do have the EU Consumer Confidence Flash at 10 o'clock, and as well, I should mention, we have the Canadian CPI at 8:30. 1 o'clock, we have Musalem. We also have a 20-year bond auction at 1 to be aware of. Kugler after the bell. So a lot of speakers say, no real data points. Let's move on to our charts. Okay, here we are on the full session S&P 500 daily bars chart. And what were we paying attention to? What's the storyline on this chart? Well, we have this sort of area of trade. This is a big part of the March range. Getting through this area was a big part of the work for the buyers, getting through the 5821 MCV POC region. That was what we were talking about for a while. And as you can see, we've pushed above it, and since pushing above that key area, we've just kind of started a really sort of grindy trend higher into this area of trade up here, which is basically the trading range that includes our all-time highs. The area up here that I'm looking to target if we continue, I mentioned the 6,000. We haven't gotten that test yet. If we are able to get it, though, the next price above that I'll be interested in will be the 6,030, 6,031. That is an old MCV POC and highly traded price up here. And it's, this HVN, the bottom bounds of this range, really. So that'll be the next test that I'll look for if we're able to continue. If we get some real reversion, the big test below is the 5821s, obviously, where this trend came from, where this trend sort of originated from after we pushed higher. What else can we sort of gather from this chart? Well, things are starting to look a little bit more balancy up here. These highs are rounding off. We're having a harder time taking them out. Yesterday, we did get a higher high, but the RTH session was an inside day, and we left settlement open from the prior day up around here. And as you can see today, we've already taken the low of the prior day, so that's happening. Let's go to a smaller time frame chart and talk a little bit more specifically. Okay, taking a quick look at our TPO chart. This is RTH only, and we can kind of see these rounded tops. It's actually a market structure high where we put in this high, and then this high, and we tested prices lower, settled right here. As I mentioned, we had a settlement, open settlement here in the 80s handle that we were unable to get to. Notice this this sort of distribution here, in volume and in time. To me, this is a pretty significant resistance. We did overnight extend the low, and we did take these singles overnight. We just, as you can see, that the full session low right here at 05, so we just took them out. Now we're reverting and attempting to retest, get back into the prior day's range. So I'm not sure where we'll open, but regardless, we've tested and we've taken out this key area that is really the important test. So we got it overnight. Now we're starting to revert. So basically, we have this area, yesterday's VPOC, which is resistance in my opinion, and we have this area, these singles, which we tested, and they have shown that there is support. There are buyers beneath this low as of now. So the job for S&P traders today is to figure out, are we going to extend range outside of this area, or are we just going to chop around and potentially have another inside day? Let's go to a smaller time frame chart and plan for specific price action. Okay, here we are on our intraday chart of the S&P 500. Let's discuss a few areas that are important. Excuse me. So this lavender area is our overnight trade. The really important area for me is going to be right in here between these two zones. This is the important area for me. We're pushing right into it. We have our prior VPOC up here and the overnight high as well. And we have our overnight low right here beneath the singles. As you can see, we push lower and we're trying to recover now. We'll go over some bullish ideas first. And what is the most bullish idea? It's if this overnight low holds, and really at this point, if we can get into this this zone and hold this area here. Holding this area, basically accepting prices in here in between these two zones, I would be open to a push into this area to revert higher and test this zone here in the 5950 region. This is my key target for pushing above this this 38 zone. If we're able to test this zone, hold this area, basically get into this toothy area of the overnight profile, then I would be up for continuation higher to take the overnight high and test this key area of structure that we put in yesterday. So basically that's what I'm thinking in terms of bullish ideas. If we get through this zone, then I would be up for a scale at this zone and potentially continuation for the overnight high. This is an area, however, right here where I would expect resistance on the first test. So this is an area where everything could kind of fall apart. We could start retracing lower from this MCV-POC area. I'll just go over it now. In case we don't, if we get through this area, meaning we're able to push above the 5960s and accept prices, then I would be up for another test of this 58 or 5968 zone and potentially the prior week's high. If we really get up into this area, like above this area of structure from yesterday's VPOC, if we can get above this area and really start to go, there may potentially be stops that go off for a squirt higher. We do have the open settlement in the 80s. That's possible. I'm not super expecting that today. What yesterday really did is show that there's a lot of overhead up here. The way that we really tried to rally from here and couldn't even get settled. So a push through here is possible. I'm not really expecting it because we've seen a lot of overhead, but it's definitely possible. Let's go over bearish ideas here. So as I've said, this area I'm looking at is pretty important. And here's the thing, if we stay below this zone, then I would expect the selling momentum to still be intact. Meaning if we open around here, we either just start pushing below, we get below the 21 zone, then I would be looking for the overnight low. Or if we open around here and test through this area, attempt to hold it, but get pushed below this zone, then I would expect that the momentum of sellers is still intact, and I would be looking for continuation lower. This zone, obviously, if we just get caught in here, then it's just a coin flip. But if we see resistance in this zone, fall through this zone, then I'm looking for the singles and or the overnight low as the first key target. Can we push below the singles? Certainly. I'm really expecting there to be a lot of support below. If we get below the singles, each one of these zones, we have the 5900 zone, which I would expect support. And pushing through, we have this 5880 zone. So if we do really see the selling momentum staying, remaining strong in RTH, and we can't get through this this 5938 zone, the overnight V pocket, we start falling, we take the overnight low and start pushing. I would expect this to be a very grindy move, just zone to zone, if we get it. I really wouldn't expect it though, again, because like I said, we don't have a lot of data today. This whole week, we're within a range, so we kind of tested the upper part of the range. I wouldn't be surprised to see us just push and kind of test the lower part of the range and end up reverting. So That's I would give that a fairly strong possibility if we extend below these singles to find support and potentially revert. What would be our nothing day today? Well, I'll be honest, our nothing day would probably be just anything that happens that isn't very tradable below this 59.38 area, like meaning we push up, we try to test it, maybe we don't, we fall back, we get into the singles, but maybe we just barely get the overnight low and we end up getting kind of a just choppy trade in this area. That would be pretty much a nothing scenario for me as well. If we get some type of quick buying, short covering, and we end up pushing above this 38 zone and just kind of rallying up into the 50s, but not quite getting yesterday's VPOC or getting it and just reverting and then just having sort of a nothing day within yesterday's range, that's very possible. That's another one I'd watch out for in case we just have an inside out day from the 59.60s to around the 59.38 zone. That could potentially be an outside in day. But that's what I got for you. The big areas for me, like I said, we've gotten the test of the singles, so we're seeing support here. We've seen resistance here yesterday. So for me, these are the two key areas to be tested. I'm expecting resistance on tests of these areas if we get there, and I'm expecting support below. If we see extension, I'll just go zone to zone. That's all I got for you. 12 minutes, nice and lean today. Not too bad. Hopefully this is complete. If there are any questions, please ask me in the chat room. Always happy to help out. Overall, I hope you're having a great day today. I hope your great day continues, and I hope you find some way to improve your trading that is not dependent upon your P&L today. All right, let's get to it. Ciao.